Hello everybody, this is Aubni here, and today we are back on the Ripple Effect server in the Moonlight theme park. As you can see, this place has not changed at all. I had some mixed reviews or mixed preferences between both scales for this thing, so I'm still not sure, and that's not the plans for today. Although one comment was that this one, the buildings are way too short. I need to make them a lot taller, so I might try it out, but that's not the plan for today. Let's go here first, even though it's not really the plan for today either, but I started working on the volcano thingy here. So it's still very basic. I'm gonna have to add a lot more colors and variation in this part here, but it's just kind of to have a general feeling of how this thing is gonna look. And this is what I came up with for the lava, and I'm very happy with that. It looks really cool, I think. So basically it's only orange and red concrete powder and orange and red stained glass. So just a variation of like having, depending what color it has to go through, it kind of sort of changes the color a bit, so it gives a lot of variation. I think it really looks like some kind of a lava texture, so I'm very happy with that. And something else that has changed in here is this thing over here. So it was built by Duds and Bank, those four little things. So it's a mini golf if you hadn't realized it yet. But yeah, we have now a mini golf course. So there's ice underneath this carpet here. So you have to aim for the hopper. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm gonna have to build one of my own. So they built 4 holes, and they invited everyone else to start building their own mini golf course. So or mini golf holes. So I'm gonna build one eventually. But that's not what's gonna happen today, at least not right now, because I have some other plans for the beginnings of the episode, which might take the whole episode. I'm not totally sure about that, how it's gonna turn out. So I started digging a bit of a hole somewhere over there. It won't be as big as the hole over there. It's gonna be a lot smaller, but still I have to dig a big hole. So I'm gonna dig it down here next to those stupid noisy sheep. Wait a second, music and sounds, friendly creatures. There we go. Oh, some peace and quiet. So I'm gonna start digging a hole down here, and I'm gonna bring you back once it has been completely dug out, because you don't really need to see me dig a hole. And I'm gonna then be able to introduce the game that we're gonna have here. Why did I place it here? I'm gonna break it. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to introduce the game that I'm gonna build here. So I think this should be deep enough. Yeah, it's gonna be okay. So yeah, I'm gonna dig this hole, and I'm gonna bring you back right after. And there it is. The hole has been dug out. I kind of ran into some stuff over in that corner there. There was the mini maze, the first maze that I built in on this season, so I had to move this kind of staircase over that way. So it's a bit further inside, which I'm not super happy about, but that's really not that big of a deal. Uh, so let's head back down here. I'm gonna explain the game a little before I start building it. So there's gonna be a floor here. On this floor, I'm gonna make I'm gonna put a bunch of minecart tracks, minecart rails, all around the place. It's gonna be kind of, well, not exactly a maze, but just a little path with, well, different paths with a lot of intersections, and we're gonna control the intersections. So there's gonna be another floor here where the player is gonna stand. So on this floor here, we'll be able to see the different paths, and we'll be able to switch different intersections. And the goal is going to be to activate some detector rails that are going to be spread around the place. So we're going to have to activate a bunch of detector rails in a specific order. So that's kind of the plan here. So this room here with the walls that are already built is going to be where I put all the minecart tracks. and down here in this hole is all the redstone to detect the order in which the tracks have been pressed and all that stuff. So it's all going to be built underneath here. So for now, I'm gonna start building the two floors with the rails and all that stuff. So I'm probably gonna make a time lapse because I haven't done one of those in ages. So yeah, I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna bring you back when it's done. So as you saw from the time lapse, if you were paying attention, there are multiple colored detector rails everywhere in this place. So there's yellow, there's green, there's a blue, and there are 4 red detector rails. So the green, yes, green, sea green, and there's this another green here. So yeah, the blue, the green, and the yellow. These are the goals. So you have to step on those in a specific order. The red are the resets. So if you step on either one of those red detector rails, you will reset the game. So you're gonna lose and you're gonna have to restart, basically. So you have to press on yellow, green, or blue in a specific order, and at the same time avoid the reds. That's the idea behind the game. And now to see how it works, I didn't really show it. I tried to record myself building some of these little machines, but it wasn't really a good idea. So first we have some spaghetti here just to link all the detector rails to to the inputs to where they need to send their signals. So the red lines here are all connected together, and they're gonna all lead to this reset line. So I'm gonna try and explain a bit of a bit those little modules here. So there are 3 modules in a row. They're all exactly the same, with one tiny little difference with this one because it's the first one. So basically how it works is if we send a signal here, now in this one, this block here is placed in this spot, so it's gonna send the signal through through this side and not on this side, so it's not gonna activate this redstone dust here. it's gonna unpower the torch on this side here, which is gonna unlock this upper, and there's an item, so it's gonna send the item in this one, and it's gonna keep it because it's locked. And then it's going to flip this. It's gonna extend this piston. Yes, it's gonna extend this piston here so that it goes here. So that if I reactivate this one here, this input here, the signal gets sent this way instead and resets it, so it sends the item back on this side. At the same time, this one here, so like this one here, when the piston is on this side, it's kind of the on this score mode. So if you send a signal, you will score kind of a point, or it's gonna keep in mind that you press the right one. Then you go on this side. So at first it's like that, so it's in the reset mode. So if it gets sent some power, it's going to reset the power will go through, and it's going on this side here, which will reset this part here and also send a signal on either side here, on this line here, which is all linked to the reset modes of each modules. Hope it makes sense so far. So if you don't press the right module at the right time, it activates the reset part of the modules, so it resets everything back to start. So let's say I power this one here. So now this one has scored. It keeps in mind that, yeah, we activated this one, so it now made this one in the score mode. So now we have to this one, if we press it, we will score instead of resetting. So if I activate it, there we go, it scored. And if we press this one here, although there's one thing that I didn't really think about, let's try that again from the start. There we go, we scored here. Now we can score here, but we cannot score here. If I activate on this side, we can no longer score here, but we can now score here. And if I send some power here, we scored here on this side, and now we scored everywhere, and we kind of won for this round. This line down here is also linked to the reset line that you can see here on the bottom. So if we send some power here, so it means if we press on one of the red lines, we reset everything, so it goes back to the start. So this one needs to score before we can score on these ones. Score might not be the right word here, but it's the best word that I could find to describe what I want to happen. So let's say this one we miss it. So we got the right one at first, but then we went back on this one, for example. It went back to its beginning state. So this one, the first one, needs to score. Same thing if we score on this one. Now we need to score press on this one to score, but instead we press on this one. Again, I messed it up because there's the that was stupid. We scored on this one. We need to score on this one, but we don't because we're bad players. And we score on we press this one instead. It all reverts back to how it was at first. Same, we score the first one, we score the second one, but instead of scoring on the third one, we press the first one. It all reverts back once more to its initial state. Again, hope it made sense to someone, if at least one person understood what I meant when I said all those things. It would mean a lot. But yeah, so one thing that I did kind of mention in passing while doing my explanation is if you score all three, you win the first round. So there's another part that I'm gonna add. I'm gonna also need to dig a few blocks on this wall here. Apparently I cannot count at all. But yeah, I need to just extend this room a little bit further that way. But there's gonna be multiple levels. So for now, it's gonna be 2 levels. So the first level will be a certain order. Then the second level will be another order. Okay, so I looked back at what I built in my creative world just to be sure that I did not mess up anything for the level selection part. But yeah, basically what we need is we need to place some. Oh, okay, thank you. So these 4 block platform. Is my signal gonna be strong enough? Give me just a second. I'm gonna check it out. There it is. No, I'm gonna need to extend it. So I'm gonna put a repeater here, which should be good enough. Now we need to put some repeaters here, just like that. I'm gonna unpower this now because I don't need it to be powered. So what we're gonna do, it's kind of like the thing that we had over there with, oops, with the pistons that kind of switch it goes a different path if it's extended or not. Also, I'm gonna need to replace, oops, this thingy here. It needs to be in another spot. I kind of miscalculated my thing when I prepared this place here. But yeah, basically what we're gonna have is something like that. Oops. So let's just clear this out. Okay, so we're gonna have some pistons. Oops. Nope, I need to keep my pick. We're gonna have some pistons. Oops. Oh, I cannot jump right now. Ah, crap. I can't place them there. Place them here. Okay, perfect. We're gonna need pistons here, here, and here. Here. Okay. With blocks on the side. Let's keep the same color. Just like that. So, if it is unpowered, like it is right now, the signal will go through on this side. So I'm gonna need to add another like to have a little redstone wire. So it's now it's just a matter of having enough spaghetti to link up everything. So I'm gonna have a redstone wire that's gonna start on top here, and down here I'm gonna have another redstone spaghetti thingy that's gonna start here. So whichever way it's placed, it's going to send the signal to one of these inputs for each one of these inputs here, or like one of these. Would those be considered outputs? No, these are outputs from this system there. These are the inputs. So I'm going to link these outputs to these inputs here. Uh, Again, hope it made sense. I'm really sorry if it did not. I really am. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna work on now. I'm just gonna finish spaghettiing this up, and I'm gonna bring you back to finish this episode because I think it's been long enough so far. So yeah, I'm gonna spaghetti this up. Wait, no, we'll still have the end to make the yeah, we'll still have more stuff to make. Sorry, it's not gonna be the end just yet. You're not done yet with this project. Okay, so I added in a few things. First, I kind of rewired the different colors here for the different inputs from the detector rails over there. So the green is now here, the blue is here, and the yellow is here. At first, I wanted to keep the order kind of a secret, but I kind of sort of realized it doesn't really make sense because you're gonna have to know what order it is, and it's gonna be quite obvious in the game just how you know what order to put to press what detector rail. So I decided to just say it, stop trying to hide it. um I also added sorry, so that's for the first way that like the first level thingy here. So you press green, it flips, it activated the first one, then you press blue, activates the second one, and then you press yellow, activate the third one, and you might not have seen it because I kept jumping, but I also added this little circuit down here. So once you activate the last one, it sends a signal down here, which activates the reset, the reset function from behind instead of from underneath here. Um, that did sound a bit dirty again. But yeah, so that's how I made that thing work. And then if I can manage to jump properly, if we switch it, it changes the order. So now it's gonna be yellow first. You see, it flipped here. Then there's gonna be green. It flipped the second one. Oh, here. And then it's gonna be blue. Let's go in back here. You see it sent a signal to this line here. So from this line here, what we want is to get a little signal here that we're gonna read with a comparator, and we're gonna use two shovels. So it sends one pulse, so it sends one shovel. This thing here is gonna be locked. So let's put a torch underneath it here. Oh, okay, there it is. Let's put it back. So if it gets powered here, like that, one shovel gets sent. So a single shovel will send a signal of 3, a power of 3. So, crap. Anyway, I don't really need it to be exactly at a distance of 3 here. So if we put a block here, we don't need a comparator, we need a repeater. Stupid me. So now we can send the signal from up here to up over there. We no longer need this. So now it gets all powered. This whole line gets powered. So when we win the first round, it sends a shovel here. It sends the power here, which extends these pistons, which flips or switches levels. So now we have to do the second sequence. So the second that I made earlier. So yellow, green, blue. So that's the idea here. There's probably a way to make it work with 3 levels, but I didn't want to work on that. I didn't really want to do that because yeah, it would have been a bit more complicated and would have required a lot more space, and I didn't want to have to deal with that. So now what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna extend this one more. So now if we have 2 shovels getting sent here in this one, now the signal will reach this. It wasn't powered earlier. So we can use a repeater here to detect the signal. So that's gonna be the victory signal here. And we're also gonna have another signal that's gonna run over there for a different functionality. So how I want to show the sequence is from this wall here. So we're gonna have just a small window here with 3 colors, but there's gonna be, like, it's gonna be, as I said, the first one is green, blue, and yellow. Is that it? Green, blue, yellow? Yeah, green, blue, yellow. So there's gonna be green, blue, yellow. And then there's going to be pistons underneath and above this, so that when you get the right signal, it sends the it changes it, or it flips it changes the blocks basically. What is what I want to say. So we had green, blue, yellow. Now it's gonna switch the blocks. Gonna push another row of block with the different color, the new combination for the second level. So that's how I want this to work. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that. Do I have enough pistons? Yes, I do. Perfect. So I'm gonna need wool also. But if I have this here, and I have these here to reset it. So I have the initial combination, I have the new combination here. when we win the first round, it sends a signal to these pistons. They extend and show the second combination. And when we win the second round, these pistons will extend to reset it. And there's gonna be the victory door back here that will open so that the player can claim their prize or something. I'm guessing I'm gonna give a prize for that. Might not be that big of a prize because I don't really think it's that big of a challenge. But still, I wanna just make people want to try and solve it. It was a bit of a complaint that people had for my other games that there was no point in beating them because I don't know, people are greedy and they just want to get stuff. They won't do anything for nothing, I guess. So I'm gonna work on those things that I mentioned, and I'm gonna bring you back to end this video. It's already been long enough, I think. And ta-da! It's finished. So I have the display here that shows the order in which we have to activate the color, the thingies here. The how do you call those? I kept forgetting that word, like every other word that I try to use. Detector rail, yes, thank you. So I have this, I have a very cool door entryway thingy here. I'm just kidding, it's really ugly. I'm gonna need to make something that fits a bit more, like a transition a bit more from this kind of mesa feel place here, mesa desert, down to this area here. But I'll work on that later. Also, I kind of sort of realized I did not, well, first I did not put a minecart in here, and I did not make a system that starts the game. I like to just launch the minecart, which is kind of bad now that I think of it. It's bit of an overlook on my part, just a little bit. But I'll do that between episodes. It's not that important. It's good. It's just going to be a button and a minecart down here. So and like an unpowered powered rail. That's all that I need to add. So let's go down here. Why did I break this one? Just to take a look at what I added. So, well, the only thing that I actually added was wires that go all the way, that do all the length of the game because I put all my redstone machinery on this side and the displays and all the things that it needs to interact with on top are on this side. So the redstone stuff is down there. So I had to run wires for the whole length of the machine of the game, but it's done. I'm okay with that. There's a tiny bit of delay, but that's not that big of a deal. So yeah, there are 3 lines. The first one will send a signal to switch this display. So right now it's in the kind of a first level thingy mode. So it's green, blue, and yellow. And when we beat that level here, when we beat that combination, it turns to the second one, which is yellow, green, and blue, I think. Yeah, yellow, green, and blue. So let's see it in action. I can activate those with buttons. The player won't be able to, but I can. So as you can see from up here, it's now yellow, green, and blue. So that's the new indications, the new order that we need to activate those detector rails. And if we do it in that order, so it's yellow, green, blue. There we go. Now it sends power to down this line here. And so this one opened the door here. So that's the second line, and that's a trap chest. So that's where we get the prize for beating the game. And the third line, well, you just saw it in action. It once we open this chest, it sends power back down there. It sends a signal that will reset the whole game. So it's gonna empty this hopper here. So that's pretty much how this whole thing works. So as I said, I need to add this little thing. Why can't I go anywhere? I need to add I need to add the thing to start the game to actually play the game, but gonna do it between episodes. And there's another little issue is that we the whole the pistons all activate once we open this trap chest. So I was thinking maybe instead changing the redstone behind that, uh, so that it so that it activates when we close the trap chest. I might do that change, but I'm not totally sure. The reason is that I want to avoid people kind of feeling scared of the that trap chest, and like when you open it, you start hearing pistons and redstone stuff going around, and you close it, and then it's closed, and you can't claim your prize. That's a bit annoying. So if you open it, you can grab your prize, and when you close it, it resets everything. So tell me in the comments if you think it's a good idea, it's something that I should work on, or if it's okay as it is. But for now, for today, that's gonna be it. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, press a button or another. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye bye.